"You're not supposed to be here." The whisper echoes, pulling you from the silence of a dim bedroom. A young man, Evan, jolts awake, his breath catching in the dead of night. The clock on his nightstand glows a haunting red, 3:03 a.m. He fumbles for his phone, his voice trembling as he records a voice memo. "Same dream again," he whispers. She was there, standing by the river. Same face, same words. He pauses, rubbing his exhausted eyes. But this time, she looked at me. In the window, a shadow lingers, a silent observer in the glass. Morning sunlight streams in, feeling harsh and artificial. Evan, an architect who finds comfort in logic and straight lines, sits at his desk. But his hand is unsteady as he sketches the woman from his dreams. Her dark hair, her calm eyes, the faint scar above her lip. He's trying to make sense of the impossible, to capture a ghost on paper. His co-worker, Lila, leans over his shoulder. "New design?" she asks. Evan shakes his head. "No, just something I can't stop seeing." Lila studies the drawing, a flicker of unease in her eyes. She looks familiar. Evan's posture straightens. "What do you mean?" Lila just shrugs, unable to place the face. "I don't know," she says softly. "I feel like I've seen her somewhere." That night, sleep offers no escape. Evan lies awake, the city's hum fading into an expectant silence. He closes his eyes and finds himself back on that fog-covered bridge, the river below perfectly still. And there she is, standing on the other side, her form almost glowing in the mist. "You came back," she says, her voice as calm as the water. "Who are you?" Evan asks, his dream self finding a courage he doesn't have when he's awake. The woman simply replies, "You tell me." A sudden blinding flash of light engulfs everything, and she vanishes. Evan gasps, his eyes flying open in his dark bedroom. In the same instant, his phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. "Did you see me again?" His heart pounds in his chest. His hands tremble as he types back. "Who is this?" He watches, breathless, as the typing dots appear, and then, just as quickly, disappear, leaving him alone with his fear. The next morning, driven by exhaustion and a desperate need for normalcy, Evan stops at a small cafe. As he waits for his coffee, he glances around the room and his world stops. She's there, sitting at a corner table, reading a newspaper, as real as the cup in her hand. The woman from his dreams. He hesitates for only a moment before his feet carry him toward her. "Excuse me," he begins, his voice barely a whisper. "Do I know you?" She looks up and her eyes hold a universe of secrets, soft but knowing. "I was wondering when you'd find me," she says. The bustling cafe noise seems to fall away, the world narrowing to just the two of them. Evan's mind races. "We've met," he states, the certainty settling in his bones. "In dreams." A small, sad smile touches her lips. "Yes, and you always wake up first." The days that follow feel like a blur, a strange dance between two realities. Evan and Mara, that's her name, meet in cafes, in parks, by the very riverside from his dreams. Their conversations feel less like getting to know each other and more like remembering something they've both forgotten. "Sometimes I wake up and my hands are wet," she tells him one afternoon, "as if I've just touched the river water." Evan stares at her, stunned. "I do too." The connection deepens when she shows him her own sketchbook. It's filled with drawings of the same fog-covered bridge, the same quiet river, the same dreamscapes that haunt his own mind. "How is this possible?" Evan asks, his logical world crumbling around him. Mara looks out at the water, her expression unreadable. Maybe it's not happening at all. Soon, Evan's grip on reality starts to slip. Time itself becomes distorted. He finds himself in places, the subway, a park, standing near the dream bridge, with no memory of how he got there. He tries to document the strange occurrences, recording voice notes and videos on his phone, but they always come up blank, erased. The most disturbing thing is his own reflection. It lags just for a split second, a delayed mirror image that mocks his sanity. He finally seeks professional help, meeting with Dr. Keller, a sleep therapist. Dream sharing isn't scientifically possible, Evan, the doctor explains patiently. But it's possible your mind is replaying a traumatic or unresolved event. Evan leans forward, desperate. Then how do you explain her? The messages, her voice? Dr. Keller considers this. Perhaps your dreams are trying to teach you something, she suggests gently. Or maybe someone you lost is trying to be remembered. That night, Evan decides to take control. He sets an alarm for 2:50 a.m., determined to stay awake through the witching hour, to catch the dream as it forms. He places a digital recorder on his nightstand. If you're real, talk to me tonight, he whispers into the dark before closing his eyes. The darkness deepens, and the familiar river scene fades into view. Mara is there, but her serene expression is gone, replaced by a look of grave concern. You shouldn't have called me here, she warns. Why not? Evan presses, needing answers. Her eyes lock onto his. Because if you hear me, you'll wake up in my world. As she speaks, the air around them begins to ripple. The gentle sound of the river grows into a deafening roar of rushing water, and then everything dissolves into pure white light. Evan wakes with a jolt. Same bed, same room. But something is deeply wrong. He glances at the clock. 3:03 a.m. Again, he grabs his phone. No signal, no new messages, no call history. He stumbles to the bathroom and stares into the mirror. His reflection stares back, then blinks, a fraction of a second too late. And then the reflection smiles, a faint, unnerving curve of the lips that Evan himself is not making. A cold dread washes over him. He rushes back to the nightstand, snatches the recorder, and presses play. A soft whisper fills the silent room. It's Mara's voice. You're not supposed to be here. The next morning, Lila knocks on Evan's apartment door, then knocks again, louder. No answer. She eventually gets the building manager to let her in. The apartment is immaculate, eerily neat. There are no sketches on the desk, no scattered papers, no sign of the obsessive quest that had consumed him. It's as if Evan Carter was never there, except for a single note left on his desk. It reads, I went to find her. Miles away, Mara sits alone by the river, watching the steady current. Her phone vibrates. A new message from an unknown number. I found you. She looks up, her gaze drawn across the water. On the opposite bank, a figure stands silently, watching her. It's Evan. As they stare at each other, the world around them flickers, like a faulty projection, a dream resetting itself. Meanwhile, Dr. Keller is reviewing the recordings from her sessions with Evan. As she watches, she notices something she missed before. A faint, almost transparent reflection in the window behind him during their last meeting. It's a woman. It's Mara. Puzzled, Dr. Keller searches her patient files. There's no record of anyone named Mara. A quick online search, however, links the name to a fatal bridge accident 5 years prior. The article lists a single survivor, Evan Carter. Dr. Keller leans back in her chair, a chilling realization dawning on her. At that moment, her computer screen flickers, and for a split second, she sees a reflection in the dark screen behind her own. It's smiling faintly. Darkness. A whisper returns. You came back again. Evan stands beside Mara on the bridge, the fog swirling around their feet. I keep waking up here, he says, his voice filled with despair. Every time I try to leave, I end up back in your world. Mara turns to him, her eyes full of a sorrow that seems ancient. That's because this isn't my world, Evan. It's yours. As she speaks, the city skyline behind them dissolves, melting away into a calm, endless sea. They are standing at its center, surrounded by infinite shimmering reflections of themselves. Are we dead? Evan asks, the question hanging in the timeless space. No, Mara replies softly. Just dreaming the same story, again and again. The sky above them flickers, the light bends, and their reflections slowly fade into the horizon. We cut to a quiet hospital room. Machines beep in a steady, rhythmic pulse. Dr. Keller stands by the bedside of a young man lying peacefully in a coma. It's Evan. His eyes are closed, but they move gently beneath his lids, tracking scenes in a world no one else can see. A nurse enters. "No change?" she asks quietly. Dr. Keller shakes her head. "No, but his brain activity still spikes every night at exactly 3:03 a.m. The heart monitor pulses, a soft, steady beat, like the rhythm of a dream that refuses to end. As the scene fades to black, one last whisper echoes in the darkness, a voice lost between worlds. "Mara, are you still there?"